Hi, I'm Michael Wan. Thanks for watching us today. So what the hell is Robert Mueller even doing? That is the subject of today's op-ed. So there was a breaking news today by ACLJ. ACLJ is American Center for Law and Justice. And one of the member here is named Jay Sekulow. Jay Sekulow is also a lawyer for President Donald Trump. So this is just breaking news this morning, and he said this: last week we told you that the former top lawyer at the FBI is under a federal criminal investigation leaking information. Now we found out he was personally involved in the FISA warrant against Carter Page. Despite his admission, it was outside of his normal practice. And they discussed a bombshell revelation that James Baker, former FBI general counsel, personally involved himself in a FISA warrant to surveil an American citizen. And it goes on. The FBI knew, according to DOJ official Korean-American Bruce Orr. We keep talking about him. I think Korea Daily broke the news. We keep on talking about him. We are probably the only single Korean-American newspaper media outlet who is mentioning this Korean-American number 4 guy, who used to be former number 4 guy in the DOJ. So according to DOJ official Bruce Orr, that the Steele dossier used as a basis for the investigation was unverified and politically motivated, which means that it was completely fake from the beginning to the end. The Trump dossier was fake from the beginning to the end, but yet they used that. They used the fake dossier to wiretap Trump campaign, specifically Carter Page, who was a volunteer for the Trump campaign. So these are some corrupt human beings here, starting from the top. Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller is a special counsel who allowed America to sell 20% of American uranium, not even sell, just give to Russia. Okay? So Robert Mueller was the FBI director. He knew all of this shenanigan was going on. So I believe that Robert Mueller will be investigated in the future. So I think right now he is running for his life. I think he's doing this investigation to save himself. So they're throwing everything at Donald Trump right now. This news is supposed to be on the top news for New York Times, Washington Post, and CNN, but they didn't cover what I just told you. That James Baker is under federal investigation, under federal criminal leaking investigation. And Bruce Orr, he has been demoted twice because he didn't follow his director's orders that to stop contacting with Christopher Steele, where you can see behind me. So the whole thing is a hoax. Andrew Weissman is the number 2 guy in the special counsel. Andrew Weissman is a number 2 guy in the special counsel, yet he rooted for Hillary Clinton to win. Do you know where he was on election night, November 6th of 2016? He was at the Hillary Clinton victory campaign in New York. Yet he's the one who's investigating Trump-Russia collusion. There's a lot of conflict of interest here, okay? So President Trump, he noticed this and he tweeted today. He tweeted a lot today because I believe this whole thing is going to be exposed and the mainstream media will be exposed as fake news. I've been telling this to all my coworkers all the time because they've been so brainwashed by the mainstream media, which is kind of sad. But here he tweeted out this at 7:53 Eastern Time, a.m. Former FBI top lawyer James Baker just admitted involvement in FISA warrant and further admitted there were irregularities in the way the Russia probe was handled. They relied heavily on the unverified Trump dossier paid for by the DNC and Clinton campaign and funded through a big crooked Hillary law firm represented by her lawyer Michael Sussman. Can you even believe this? Who worked Baker hard and gave him Oppo research for a Russia probe. This meeting, now exposed, is the subject of Senate inquiries and much more, an unconstitutional hoax. So Robert Mueller, special counsel Robert Mueller, has to stop his investigation immediately and tell it like it is. He should report to Congress that this whole thing was fake and the real Russia collusion happened between Hillary Clinton campaign and DNC and Russia. Okay? And why do they keep on using these fake narratives? I think they want to cover the whole thing up because of the what WikiLeaks exposed. You know, the disgusting WikiLeaks contents. especially regarding John Podesta and all these, you know, the emails, Donna Brazil, that they gave questions in advance. Many people don't even know this, that Hillary Clinton was fed questions in advance before debate night. Many people don't know this. Why do they not know it? Because the New York Times, Washington Post, WAPO, CNN, they don't want to put these news on their top spot, okay? So right now, CNN had a breaking news. CNN has a breaking news. It says Robert Mueller looks into Trump's campaign ties to NRA, National Rifle Association. Now, they're trying to dig up everything they can. I don't think nothing's going to come out of here. Robert Mueller knows he's going to be under investigation. If William Barr, I believe William Barr will be approved as AG, Attorney General, and if he goes in, I think all hell will break loose. I believe he's a righteous person. I think that's the reason why Donald Trump chose him as a new AG. Jeff Sessions, he wasn't the person that he thought he was. Many people had high hopes for him. I was very disappointed by what Jeff Sessions did. He shouldn't have been Attorney General from the beginning. I think Trump should have chosen Chris Christie, but Jared Kushner hated him because Chris Christie put Jared Kushner's dad in jail. So Chris Christie pretty much had to get out of he couldn't get any kind of position under Trump. And now Trump is choosing William Barr, and I don't think the Democrats can stop that because William Barr was the AG. He was our former AG back in 1991 to 93. George H.W. Bush chose him. Okay, so I don't think, so there is no reason for them to block William Barr. I bet they're really freaked out about it. I think he will investigate this whole thing, this Uranium One scandal, where CNN said it was conspiracy theory. It is not a conspiracy theory. Uranium One is real as you can get, and they're doing this. I think Robert Mueller's this special counsel investigation. They keep on lengthening their investigation because they don't want to be investigated regarding the Uranium One scandal. You know, Clinton Foundation receiving $145 million from 9 Russians, and in return giving out America's natural resource, uranium, 20% of them. You know what we make with uranium. We make nuclear bombs with uranium. So that's what Hillary Clinton gave up when she was Secretary of State. Isn't that treasonous? And that was under Barack Obama, okay? So Obama, Hillary, they wanted to have good relationships with Russia. They gave all the 20% of American uranium, yet they are the one who's accusing Donald Trump of treasonous act, that he colluded with Russia. What? Because of WikiLeaks? I don't think WikiLeaks was because of Russia. They said they are claiming, the FBI, James Comey, the Justice Department, they are claiming that Russia hacked because of a private company named CrowdStrike claimed that it was Russia. But CrowdStrike, if you look at the board members, there are a lot of pro-Hillary people here, including Eric Schmidt, who used to be the CEO for Google, okay? But the mainstream media doesn't want to cover this. They don't want people to know about this. Then there will be a huge outrage cross country. So they don't want that. They keep on feeding these fake news. Last week they had another fake news that said BuzzFeed was claiming that Donald Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, testified that Trump ordered him to lie under oath. That was fake news. That was fake news. I didn't say it. Robert Mueller's team said that. Robert Mueller's team said that. So I think many people thought that Robert Mueller was on the deep state side, that Robert Mueller was in the cahoots with DNC and Hillary people. But it seems like he's not. I don't know whether he had a change of heart while during this investigation, or I don't know what his plan is. Probably he's freaked out about the Uranium One scandal blowing up all over his face, that he might be under investigation later down the road. So probably he's trying to save himself. But anyway, the special counsel team did the right thing. They disputed that fake news. A lot of foreign press covered it, including our paper. It came out on page 6 on Saturday. It's a shame that there's so many journalists out there who don't know what is real news and fake news. Well, in op-ed, you don't have to worry about that because I discern every single article and I know fake when I see one. And the Uranium One scandal, that is real as you can get. And I believe William Barr will get down to it. And he's gonna find out some real crooked individuals here. He's gonna charge them. I believe James Comey, Andrew McCabe, they are in serious trouble. And I think Robert Mueller too. Robert Mueller, he has to be investigated regarding the Uranium One scandal. Yeah, I mean, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. So Bruce Orr is in the middle of all this. It happens to be, it started with the the Russia collusion started with a Korean American individual, and it might end up by a Korean American, who's in the special counsel team named Jeannie Ray. Bruce Orr and Jeannie Ray. These are some key figures, yet the Korean media don't cover it that much, other than our paper, I guess. So Bruce Orr almost certainly will be the #1 witness, according to The Hill. The Hill, John Solomon. I want you guys to all remember the journalists that I'm naming. John Solomon and Sarah Carter. These are two heroic journalists who will go down in history as the best journalist, one of the best journalists out there in the 21st century. I guarantee you that. So he reported, the then senior DOJ official briefed both senior FBI and DOJ officials in summer 2016 about Christopher Steele, you see that guy, former MI6 agent, Christopher Steele's Russia dossier, explicitly cautioning that the British intelligence operative's work was opposition research connected to Hillary Clinton's campaign and might be biased. Opposition research, it could be cooked. It could be completely fabricated. Yet the FBI, the corrupt FBI, and the Justice Department, they omitted that fact. Even though Bruce Orr warned them it might be fabricated, pretty much, because it was done by an opposition research firm, okay? So Orr's briefing in July and August 2016 included the Deputy Director of the FBI. The Deputy Director of the FBI at that time was Andrew McCabe, a top lawyer for then Attorney General Loretta Lynch, and a justice official who later would become the top deputy to Special Counsel Robert Mueller. This justice official is Andrew Weissman, the #2 guy that I was saying, the pit bull for the Special Counsel who hid exculpatory evidence during the Whitey Ford case, and also, I believe, even during the Enron case. So these are some corrupt individuals up there in the 7th floor of the FBI building who used to live there. So at the time, Orr was the Associate Deputy Attorney General, the #4 guy in the entire Justice Department. Yet his warnings about political bias were pointedly omitted weeks later from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act warrant that the FBI obtained from a federal court, granting it permission to spy on whether the Trump campaign was colluding with Russia to hijack the 2016 presidential election. Do you see how heinous this is? They were making this fake scandal to investigate Trump while using Russians. So they were the one who were colluding with Russians, Hillary people, but yet they were successful in luring FBI and Justice Department to investigate Trump, whether his campaign, I pretty much Donald Trump, whether Trump colluded with Russia. These are some corrupt individuals, and New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, they are all controlled by corrupt individuals as well. This news was supposed to be all over the place. NYT and WAPO should jump all over this. This is more serious and more corrupt than the Watergates back in the Nixon days. I've never seen anything like this in my life. So a redacted version of the FISA application released last year shows the FBI did not mention any connection to the DNC or Clinton. See that? They showed a redacted version to the public. Of the FISA application released last year shows the FBI did not mention any connection to the DNC or Clinton. Rather, it referred to Steele as a reliable source. Even though he hated Trump so much, he was desperate to see him not get elected, they claimed that he was a reliable source in past criminal investigations. And Orr had first-hand knowledge about the motive and the client. And Victoria Tencel, she wrote She wrote an opinion piece today, Bruce Orr testimony. So Bruce Orr, it's this Korean-American number 4 guy who is right in the center of this Russia collusion scandal nonsense. Bruce Orr testimony shows something's really rotten at the Justice Department. So according to her, he's not even supposed to report to all these individuals, like Andrew McCabe or Peter Strzok, the lead investigator, or Lisa Page, the lawyer, or even Sally Yates. He's not supposed to even report to all these individuals. I mean, Sally Yates is, she's his boss, so he's supposed to, but not to these FBI individuals. He's not supposed to. He outranks them. So he's in the Justice Department. Justice Department, FBI is under control of the Justice Department. So something weird happened, according to Victoria Tensing. You guys have to know Victoria Tensing. I'm telling you individuals that the mainstream media are not. Victoria Tensing, you have to remember it because she was a lawyer for this informant, the Uranium One scandal informant. Okay? So this guy, pretty much, he was a whistleblower regarding this collusion, Uranium One scandal. Okay? So wiretapping, first, FBI and DOJ officials made false statements to the FISA court when presenting the dossier's allegations as a basis for wiretapping Trump campaign advisor Carter Page, claiming Steele was reliable. And this is, secondly, this is very important too. House Democrats made false statements about Orr's testimony. You remember Adam Smith? I interviewed him a couple times. He stopped by our paper. Adam Smith, who is a chair for House Intelligence Committee right now, but back then, last year, he was a minority. He was a number 2 guy there, the ranking member. Adam Schiff's team, then in the minority on the House Intelligence Committee, issued a statement alleging that Orr's contacts with the FBI did not begin until weeks after the election and more than a month after the court approved the initial FISA application. So this is a lie. This is either Adam Schiff, we can say Adam Schiff is a liar, or he was misinformed. I think he might be a liar here. So according to Adam Schiff, Bruce Orr didn't even have contact with the FBI until weeks after the election, which means it might be like in the middle of November or December, because the presidential election was held in November 2016. But according to the lawsuit, the report that John Solomon reported in The Hill last week, he reported this: Bruce Orr cautioned FBI and DOJ officials in July and August 2016. Okay? So he had contact with Christopher Steele way before, and he had contact. Bruce Orr was the Justice Department number 4 guy. He cautioned FBI and DOJ officials in July and August 2016. What does it mean by cautioned? Doesn't it mean that Bruce Orr met individually, he met with an FBI agent? How does he caution them? By phone or whatever? Anyway, he did, the important thing is Bruce Orr did contact with the FBI, but according to Adam Schiff, the House Intelligence Committee member, the ranking member, he said that Bruce Orr didn't have contact with the FBI. Weeks after, Orr's contacts with the FBI did not begin until weeks after the election and more than a month after the court approved the initial FISA application. So this is a lie. Weeks after means middle of November and December. That's when he started. That is a flat-out lie. I can't believe that the mainstream media don't even cover it. They decided to be this corrupt media brainwash machine. And a lot of foreign media agencies, they just translate it to their languages, which is a shame. So they keep the CNN, the Mockingbird media. Mueller looks into Trump's campaign ties to NRA. They just keep on rolling, drumming this nonsense, Russia collusion nonsense. The president quickly became a darling of the NRA this is what CNN is saying. The president quickly became a darling of the NRA during the 2016 campaign. Now, Mueller team wants to dig into their ties. Really? So they keep on using this card. Michael Cohen and Carter Page or George Papadopoulos. I don't think any of that is going to work. And Trump knows that this whole thing is not going to reach pretty much, it's not going to be anything. Even ABC reported last Sunday, 2 weeks ago, they reported that this Mueller investigation report, it will be anticlimactic. That it's going to be a nothing burger. I believe it's going to be a nothing burger. I really wonder what's going to come out of there. Because Trump has this Uranium One scandal card in his hand. And I told you he has the power to declassify the application of FISA. You know, and that will bring the House down. I really believe that. So there are a couple more news today. So I'll just read some of them to you. The Democrats, Trump tweeted today, the Democrats are playing politics with border security. I have to tell you what Trump is tweeting because you're not hearing it from the mainstream media. So Trump has to fight back the mainstream, and we need you, more of you, to know that. So without a wall, our country can never have border or national security. With a powerful wall or steel barrier, crime rates will go substantially down all over the United States. The Dems know this, but want to play political games. Must finally be done correctly. No cave. FBI top lawyer confirms unusual steps. They relied on the Clinton campaign's fake and unverified dossier, which is illegal. That has corrupted them, that has enabled them to gather evidence by unconstitutional means. And that's, so this is what Judge Napolitano said, okay? Judge Napolitano, he works for Fox News. I think he was I felt like he was pretty much anti-Trump a little bit, but even he is saying FBI top lawyer confirms unusual steps. They relied on the Clinton campaign's fake and unverified dossier, which is illegal. That has corrupted them. That has enabled them to gather evidence by unconstitutional means, and that's what they did to the president. And it seems like Trump, he's becoming super popular among the Latinos. You know, according to the mainstream media, his popularity should shrink. His poll numbers should shrink because he's so for the wall. He's so against immigration. No, he's so against, illegal immigration, not legal immigration. So Marist NPR PBS poll shows President Trump's approval rating among Latinos going to 50%, an increase in 1 year of 19%. It was 19%. It seems like it was 31%, and now it's 50%. So that's huge among Latino. You know, isn't he supposed to be unpopular among the Latinos? It's actually the other way around. So another one, never seen Senate Majority Leader and Republicans so united on an issue as they are on the humanitarian crisis and security on our southern border. If we create a wall or barrier which prevents criminals and drugs from flowing into our country, crime will go down by record numbers. So Wall Street Journal came out with an opinion piece today, editorial, that Pelosi's Dreamer Pawns Democrats won't talk even after Trump offers extended legal status. So Donald Trump, he made a major announcement Saturday, and he said pretty much, this is what the Wall Street Journal is saying, Mr. Trump's offer of extended legal status for young adults brought to the United States illegally as children, as well as to Central Americans and others with expiring visas, would provide relief against deportation for hundreds of thousands. So this is really good for the illegals here, okay? Yet the Democrats don't even want to talk with Trump, okay? Democrats have sent 1 million press releases claiming, this is what the Wall Street Journal is saying. Isn't this something Democrats want, or at least profess to? Democrats have sent 1 million press releases claiming to care about the Dreamers, Haitians, and those fleeing violence in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Nicaragua. It's true, Mr. Trump has held out this offer before only to renege. But here's a new chance to get Mr. Trump's signature on a legislative fix, okay? So he is now talking about steel barriers at high priority locations, not across all 2,000 miles like what the Dems are claiming. A fence of some kind already exists across 700 or so miles. The administration is building another 115 right now as we are speaking, and Mr. Trump wants to build another 230, okay? So after 2 decades of legislative frustration, if they want more than Trump is offering, then negotiate and ask for it, you know? They're saying to Nancy and Chuck Schumer, Negotiate then. But they don't want to even do that. They wanted to go to Belgium and other countries. You know, Nancy Pelosi didn't even want to talk with Trump. And Mr. Trump has a chance to get more money for border security now is to give Democrats something they want. And you got to know this. When Obama was president and they had pretty much the supermajority in the Senate, they didn't do anything. They could have fixed this if they wanted to. Okay? They did nothing on immigration when they controlled the entire government with a Senate supermajority in 2009. Yeah, they had the supermajority. Barack Obama then resorted to illegal executive orders rather than negotiate with the House GOP majority. Okay? These are some news that the mainstream don't want to cover. If the Dreamers are legalized on Mr. Trump's watch, the president will have accomplished what Democrats didn't. Okay? This is the Wall Street Journal saying this. And look at this. They may want to hold out until the Supreme Court rules on the Obama-Trump orders, but Mr. Trump's leverage rises with a court victory. Democrats should strike a deal now that the president is willing, unless their real purpose is to use immigrants as pawns and deny Mr. Trump even a modest political victory. But this is what exactly I think the Dems are doing. They don't want to give Mr. Trump even a modest political victory. And Trump, he decided not to go Davos. He said, last time I went, this is what the fake news is doing. I'm just reading you what he tweeted, what Trump tweeted. Last time I went to Davos, the fake news said I should not go there. This year, because of the shutdown, I decided not to go, and the fake news said I should be there. The fact is that the people understand the media better than the media understands them. I believe his statement is 100% true. So the United States has a great economic story to tell, #1 in the world by far. And then another one, this one is another news that I need to tell you. He pretty much ordered Sarah Sanders not to do any more briefings. He said, the reason Sarah Sanders does not go to the podium much anymore is that the press covers her so rudely and inaccurately. In particular, certain members of the press, probably CNN's Jim Acosta, I would think. I told her not to bother. The word gets out anyway. Most will never cover us fairly, and hence the term fake news. So and I will leave you with this. This is what Victoria Tensing wrote at Fox News. I'm talking about John Solomon, the reporter, the investigative journalist for The Hill. John Solomon's revelation of false statements by the FBI, DOJ, and House Democrats is most disturbing. The protocols violated at the DOJ by its highest officials are of equal concern. So William Barr, President Trump's Attorney General nominee, cannot get there soon enough. I agree with her 100%. William Barr has a lot to do. Bill Barr, it's all up to him. I believe William Barr, I don't think he would collude with anybody. I don't think he wants power or money at this point. You know, he already done the AG job before, decades ago. So he's doing what he did back then. So I don't think the Democrats can really oppose to him being appointed. So I think Trump believes that he will do the right thing, William Barr. And if he does the right thing, if William Barr is a person that we all expect him to be, I think all hell will break loose and it will bring the House down. I think he might probably declassify the FISA application. And I think he's going to investigate the Uranium One scandal. I think he's going to do all this. He's friends with Robert Mueller. He has very close friends. It seems like they went to the same church together. They are close friends. And he even testified that he's good friends with Robert Mueller. I think there might be some kind of deal reached later down the road. And I mean, I just wonder, when this whole thing gets exposed, I believe 100% it will be exposed. I wonder how the mainstream media will cover this. Well, that's our show for today. Our show is not about left or right, it's about right or wrong. To stay up to date with our latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.